Rodri, congratulations. You guys managed to have a good level of control against one of the most disruptive teams in the world. What was key for that?
Collective effort of everyone. I think Spain is been growing around the World Cup. I think today we did the best performance so far. I mean, what a team, we face with all the strength they have in all the lines. All the lines, very, very strong team. They can punish you in every single moment. So I think the focus on every single minute was key in this game. Unbelievable effort of everyone. I cannot say a player that was it was an unbelievable effort of the guys that play and the guys who came from the bench, always raising the level.
Is composure one of the key elements of this team, and how did you develop this throughout the years?
Yeah, I think I said it in the games before. I think we're showing a character of being so mature in certain moments and in big moments. And this is for me the most important thing, to wait your moment in the game, to don't get crazy because they punish you or they make an action or whatever. And I think the composure, as you said, is the key of this team.
World Cup final, second in Spain's history. What does it mean for this generation to reach a World Cup final?
Well, it means a lot. We've only been twice in our history, so difficult to arrive until this moment. But we want more. We want to win this World Cup. We need to rest now. Of course, try to see what we can improve because we are going to expect even a tougher game the next one. But yeah, so happy.
Pedro Porro's second half goal sealed the deal for Spain as they reach their second ever World Cup final to be played at MetLife in New York, New Jersey this weekend as they surprise the hot favourites. Didier Deschamps' France, you can see how frustrated the departed French manager is, but gracious in defeat. And Spain reaches second World Cup final. A magnificent performance from them, winning by 2-0. Will they play England or Argentina? We will find out roughly this time tomorrow when they meet in Atlanta. So we know the first of the finalists of this World Cup. Tomorrow we will find out the second of them. Let's have a look at the second goal. Feels like we're picking a little bit on Digne, the fullback, doesn't it? But it's possible not for you to point out where he's gone wrong with his second goal as well.
Mark, you maybe have to look. Deschamps is an incredible manager who's won amazing things, but you do have to look at why he didn't
goal as well.
Mark, you maybe have to look. Deschamps is an incredible manager who's won amazing things, but you do have to look at why he didn't take him off earlier. He was really struggling at half-time, said that he was hanging on for dear life, and what you see in this second goal is the classic covering yourself, and you're basically going too wide towards your wide player because you don't want him to run at you. And
look at that, playing it from their own goalkeeper as well, Gary. They were so confident at this stage.
That's too easy.
Yeah, look how much space Olmo's got.
The midfield's, to be fair, non-existent, which is a problem, but the back four are in situ, they're in place. They're structurally okay at this point. Obviously, France do okay in this initial bit of defending. He reads that one, he heads it, he's got to get his legs back up again. He's working those legs, and then as you see him here now, he's frightened of Lamine Yamal getting the ball to his feet, so he goes out. Now he's going to get back in now, and he doesn't. He stays where he is.
But you know what, Gary, when I see these goals, you see players make mistakes. And it's clearly a mistake. Again, maybe his confidence gone. He doesn't know what to stick or twist against really good wide players. But you expect your mates then to cover for you. I think it happens all the time. Players do get caught out of position, but no one's helping each other. That's where they didn't play as a team.
No one's very alert to that, it seems.
That's why they didn't play as a team, because the whole part of being a football team is your mates cover you when you're having a bad time. You're never going to come to a game of football where everyone plays well. And obviously the attacking players of France are going to be criticised today. But the French defensive midfield were still all over the place. They weren't doing the basics right. So whatever about the attacking players not turning up, the team behind them didn't exactly give them a foundation to want to win the game.
When you look at the goal, I think Digne, of course, should do better. We're talking about somebody with the experience. But on the other side as well, I think Doué has a responsibility as well, because Porro played the 1-2 around him, and then he has to just be in front of him and to stop his run or to follow him. And I think we can blame Digne because of his tactical position, but Doué in this situation as well has to be more decisive and more defensive-minded.
But if you're expecting a young winger to stay with a 1-2, and that's your sort of last line of defence, you're asking for trouble, I think, anyway.
Yeah, but we are talking about somebody who won Champions League football.
I know, but
we're playing this level. So this defensive side, I think when you play against Spain, is different if you play against Morocco. So the quality of the opposition players is much better. So defensively, there's awareness that has to go to a different level.
Look, it's a lesson for Doué. I still would think an experienced fullback there, as he sees what's developing, he's got to tuck back in.
It's strange that we're saying it, but you look at the French team, they almost look, they lack confidence.
Yeah.
They
lacked energy as well.
It looked like they were waiting. They were waiting for someone to do something.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what it felt like to me. Yeah.
Dembele.
Well, Dembele had one of the worst games I've ever seen him
We
play.
talked about Dembele, obviously we talked about Elise a lot. It was actually fair dues. Lamine Yamal, 19 yesterday. We said he'd had a quiet World Cup. He turned up, didn't he? How impressed were you with him today?
Very impressed, because like you're wondering with the injuries that he's had, is the groin and the ankle, but like at no stage did he look like he was ever like holding on to him, like, oh, I'm not going to go past her. Every opportunity he had to try and go past, cut inside, whatever he's doing, he was doing it with real vigour. Like, look, he was trying to take on two players here. He really did show up today. He showed up.
And
today.
he injected the energy in
Without
the team, a bit like Roy was saying, France didn't
well,
have
he's
it.
the one that they need to do it. So you were wondering, has he got the pace to go past them with the injuries he's had? And he did. And he's the one that can take them out of.
And the players behind him, Righty, when they know he's got the better of his play, they'll just keep giving it to him. You've got him, because you think the fullback knows, his teammates know. You go, just give him the ball. He'll get us up the pitch.
That was unlucky because the fractions in which he was offside there. Because you could see that he knew that he had Digne, and Digne knew that he had him, so he's petrified.
And everyone else did, right. That's my point. That his teammates would have known, and they would
gives you such a lift, doesn't it?
Of course, just keep giving it to him.
Rodri, Ruiz, Olmo, Pedri, Gavi off the bench, and we're not being wise after the event, but that is some midfield. I'm thinking about Spain, whoever they play in the final now.
Yeah,
They'll be able to keep the ball in the final, maybe in a way that their opponents might not be able to.
Now listen, they were quite really impressive in possession. I think we were all aware about the quality on possession. But today I think they really frustrated this French team, and then there was so much space between the line, or the French, when they were going to put pressure, they wasn't doing it collectively. So they play between the lines, and when you give them space with the quality that they have, they will hurt any team.
They won the game because they're out of possession today. We all love football, we love watching brilliant teams, it was a joy to watch. But you got to remind yourself what they do out of possession, and they got the rewards. They were outstanding, their work rate, they worked in packs, did intensity to their play, a purpose, almost the opposite to the French.
At no stage did they ease off, because they knew what could happen.
Absolutely. Well, we were waiting for the one goal and then the comeback. Well, it didn't happen. Spain very deservedly into the final. We'll look ahead to England's fourth ever Men's World Cup semi.
Rodri talking to our Natalie Jedra. And Alexei, that ACL injury that he had last season for Manchester City, he didn't always get to play as he came back from that injury. That just speaks volumes. The way he's played at this World Cup is like the Rodri before that injury.
It's amazing. And as we said before, sometimes it goes unnoticed, to the extent that somebody at his level can go unnoticed. But every team wants, they don't always have, but every team wants to have a player like him, because it makes everybody around you confident. He is where he needs to be. He's a leader, and his ability to read things and to put out fires on a consistent basis, even when things are going crazy, and to work within the system that they have is just, it's just phenomenal. But you heard him say they're not done, and they still have something to do. And so I think that's a collective understanding of, yeah, we won, yeah, we're good, but the job's not done. And that history is still, for this generation, in the palm of their hand now.
And Zlatan, the timing of him rediscovering his form after what has happened the last couple of years, the timing right now for this World Cup could end up taking them all the way.
I think Pep Guardiola said the best Rodri we're going to see this season is in the World Cup. I had the same injury in my both knees. It takes time to come back because everything is new. You got to adapt. You got to bring back your movements. And he took those months in Premier League with City to get those movements. And in World Cup, he's showing who he is and why he won the Ballon d'Or. This is a Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah.
Don't forget. So he's a player that doesn't get a lot of credit. He gets unseen, but he won Ballon d'Or, which is not normal for that position he plays in. So this is a high-level, world-class player. He gives confidence to the other ones. He makes the other players better. He put things on fire, but he also puts water on fire. So this is a player every team needs.
You talked about you having that injury. Some players never come back, do they, from an injury as bad as that?
This I cannot answer for this. I came back 2 times, and it's not an easy injury. It's a major injury. It takes time, and it's more of a mental recovery, especially the 4 or 5 first months. And if we talk about the injury, he had an ACL injury, so people know. And it takes time. It takes time because it's a long recovery, up to 7 to 1 year. It can take 7 months to 1 year. So it takes time. But if you are professional, you have the discipline, which is the most important, you will come back.
Another fantastic performance from Rodri, but the second goal finished by Pedro Porro. Thierry, let's take another look at it. A lovely team move from back to front.
I experienced it as a player playing against them, as a coach playing against them. Experienced it also with Barcelona, playing with Barcelona. Is you need to understand that the ball moves. Everybody needs to stay in their position. Trust your teammates, let the ball fly. You can see here, they open up every time to attract the team. Movements. Nobody stays in the same position. You see movement, but you stay where you're supposed to be. Olmo went up. Fabian Ruiz went down. Now they play wide. They attract you again. No rush. You're trying to play on the outside. No, we go back inside. Now Fabian Ruiz goes up. Olmo now is still down. But then when he's going to see the space in between Manukone that's dead, he's going to go, okay, let me receive that ball. Boom, I saw you. Now you get it. Again, don't be greedy with it. Bring it now to the other side. Okay, let me free my winger. Baena is going to kill the sequence. Okay, it can happen. Okay, recycle. Rodri is on the ball. He doesn't try to shoot. He's trying to see another guy. Boom, recycle. Fabian Ruiz is on it. Ball goes on the other side. Now, let me assess the situation. 2 came. Boom. Play. Follow. Sounds simple, right? 2-0. Semi-final of the World Cup. You just pass the ball around France like they were not there. That's what I'm trying to say to you is it doesn't matter if Baena plays, if it's Nico Williams, if it's whoever it is, they know what they need to do since they are 9 years old. So it doesn't matter who comes or who doesn't come in, they know. That's what I'm talking about. Who are you? What's your philosophy? What's your identity? So when the guy comes in, even if it's first cap, second cap or third cap, he knows the system because they play in the same system. It's pretty simple, right, when you hear about it and when you see what they did. But you need to think about it.
I know just quickly you want to talk about Marc Cucurella, a player who was at the beginning of that build-up, who's been at Chelsea for a number of years, is on his way to Real Madrid, and you can see why during this World Cup.
No, people make me laugh because they always look at Cucurella and they laugh about him. When have you seen him suffer? Mm-hmm. He played for and Lex will know that, 31 minutes on a yellow, defending sometime Dembele in 1v1, sometime Michael Olise in 1v1. He didn't take a second yellow. He won battles. He put I won't say them in his pocket, but on the yellow, you know how hard that is. That's not the first time I see him do that. So you have to give him his credit. You have to give Pedro Porro his credit. So look, like I said, they're going to go back. You're seeing that now. Spain suffer a very long time to be able to win and being able to show the world what they can do because they had an idea about something. They went about it at a youth level. Don't start with the top. Start with the youth.
Yeah, 16 years since they were last in that World Cup final, but of course they are the kings of Europe and have been for quite some time. The celebrations continue in Madrid. Spain beat France for the 3rd straight summer. They're off to their 2nd World Cup final. Plenty more reaction to this one still to come. But a reminder, the baseball World Cup final, the reigning European champions beat Ryan Cherki and France today in Dallas, and Jenny Taft caught up with Cherki, who came on as a second half sub after the game.
Ryan, merci beaucoup pour votre temps. Qu'est-ce qui a manqué aujourd'hui? What was missing today from the performance for France?
Tout. Il a manqué tout. On est dans une demi-finale de Coupe du Monde. C'est tous les 4 ans. Pour certains, peut-être c'est une seule fois dans une vie. Aujourd'hui, il a manqué tout. Tout.
In so many ways, France was missing everything today. These World Cups only come around every 4 years, maybe only one for us, but truly everything was missing today. Est-ce que vous pouvez me expliquer si vous retiendrez quelque chose après cette Coupe du Monde? Is there anything to take away, what you remember from this?
Bien sûr. On va retenir le parcours et puis on reviendra dans 4 ans pour pas faire les mêmes erreurs.
We'll be back in 4 years and we won't make the same mistakes. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
Thanks to Jenny with Ryan Cherki. He said we're missing everything. Your reaction to that?
We talked about it. The best team won. You know, if you're not at the races right from the start, it's going to be difficult. I said when they went 1-0 up, it's the worst team in the world to go 1-0 down against. And so, he said it himself. It's a tough one to take, but like I said, you need to analyze what happened, grow from it, and come back and see how you can beat now your new nemesis.
Alexi, were you disappointed with France today?
I mean, look, T will tell you, as a coach or as a manager, you have the best laid plans, and there's only so much you can do. So you're not putting it out there that your left back is going to make a mistake like that. And to your point, you go down against a team that you can't afford to go down to. So this doesn't take away all of the magic and the wonder that they brought to this tournament. This doesn't take away the individual talent and the stardom and the excitement that this team generated throughout this tournament. But this was always about, this is the best team at the tournament. And I think that was a fair painting of what this French team was. But in this moment, they picked a day, like the U.S. did, to not play their best. But I also think in this moment, they came up against a team that knew how to play against them. And once that first goal went in, and we've talked about it, France was behind for the first time this whole entire tournament. They kind of looked around and said, well, this isn't supposed to be what we're supposed to happen. And then, to Spain's credit, they just turned it on and kept pouring it on, both in terms of the possession, but also, like I said, when they didn't have the ball, the things that they were doing to make it so difficult for this great French team was magnifique.
Zlatan, if widespread reports are to be believed and Zinedine Zidane is coming in as the new manager of France, is that a perfect match with everything that he's done in the game?
I mean, Zidane has done it good. He was in Real Madrid. He has 3 Champions League. We all think and know he's going to take over the national team. I think he's just going to continue to do the work that Deschamps built. And it's not difficult to pick the players. He has the players. And then he has to bring his managing into the team the way he wants to do it. But I believe he's more of a managing type instead of coaching, because this team doesn't need a coach. They need a manager. Obviously today, some different things could have been added during the game, but that's the difficult part for a coach. But that's why they're a coach or a manager, that they have to find and know the timing of things, when to change. And I felt France today they were not alive, they were not active, and obviously you don't want to get a goal from Spain and then you have to run after the ball, and they could have done more. But either team that won today, it would have been good, but Spain was the better team.
Plenty more from the chaps to come, but Jameis Winston has been getting to know different sets of supporters throughout this World Cup. Today he was here in Dallas, so let's see how that went with Jameis on Fox, sponsored by...
I don't think Arsene Wenger would approve of pizza after a match. Patrick and Ian?
If you'd be winning a semi-final of a competition, you would be allowed to do
They
what
used
you
to throw.
want.
They used to throw pizza.
I'll set him up, Gary. Saka or Madueke to start?
You know, I get the impression that he probably might go with Saka tomorrow. You know, I think that Saka in the last couple of games especially, I think he's shown a little bit more. There's been a little bit more zip about him, a little bit more quality. And I think it's going to come down to the wingers. We know that Argentina will be very narrow. And I know that they're going to bring all the chaos like we spoke about, whether it's the fans, whether it's the penalty, the referee, wearing that the referee might be Messi's best mate or something. I'm not care who they bring. They can bring everything. Bring their dinner. They can bring their dinner.
Declan Rice is struggling a bit with injury, and he was ill as well. If he was a doubt, what would you think about reshaping that midfield with?
Well, I'm not sure. But you know when you're saying players have doubts, and if he's struggling a little bit, but it's the semi-final of the World Cup.
No, but we saw how lacking in energy he was against Norway.
Yeah, he can, but apparently he did have a virus. And I think if you're thinking England have to get a result, then surely Rice will turn up and put an effort in. Surely I'd be surprised to say, I'm not available and I can't make it. So this week you need your best players available. But what they have done, to be fair, the squad have come together with England, so whoever does come in, we know we'll do a good job for them. We saw James coming on there doing brilliant at midfield, he was brilliant at right back, so there's certainly good options for the England manager.
Yep. It would be Reece James though, wouldn't it? I think he'd go with Reece James in there if Declan Rice wasn't available.
Yeah. Patrick, it's been great to have you with us in the World Cup.
Yeah, thanks, Pat.
Sorry you're not here this weekend, but it's been great to have you with us. So thank you very much for your contributions.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Very enjoyable indeed. We'll see all the gents again, of course, at the weekend, when we will have coverage of the World Cup final this Sunday. Spain are there. Will it be England or Argentina who are going to join them? Kickoff is at 8 o'clock. We will have all the build-up from the MetLife Stadium in New York and New Jersey, as well as, you've probably heard about this, the first ever halftime show, which apparently is going to be at least half an hour long. So, at the final, we're going to have Madonna, we're going to have Shakira, we're going to have Justin Bieber, we're going to have BTS, and we'll definitely have Spain. But will we have England? We'll find that out tomorrow. Thanks for your company. Bye-bye for now.
Ты не забывай, мы потерянный рай, что в тебе таится малая. Но не забирай, пока небо сохранит тот май в ней, пока в небо еще сил набрать.